Welcome to another quick review from Ultimate DIY. And today we're going to look at something really cool. We're going to look at a smart humidifier made by Provatech. Now this isn't just any humidifier. This isn't like the old humidifiers you'd get at the drugstore when you're sick. You'd bring home. You have to put distilled water in it and it puts mist all over everything in your room. This is a mistless system. You're not going to see the mist. It's not going to put that fine water mist all over everything and all over your furniture, which is a great thing. Plus, it doesn't use the distilled water. It'll use any water source that you want to put in it, which is a big savings and a lot of headache removed. So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to open up the box, see what you got inside, and then I'll try to show you how the programming works. Now, this also comes with an app. I'm probably not going to go through setting up that app, guys. The instructions are going to be in the manual. Follow it, set it up. The app does basically the same thing that the unit does. It does have a couple of little things I do like, though. One of the things in that app is it is going to allow you to know the temperature in that room, not just the humidity, and you can see it on your phone. You can also change colors on lights. You can do all kinds of really cool things on it, but I don't think that's something that you probably want to set through watching me set up. So we're going to go through the actual unit real quick and see how it functions. So let's get it open first and see what you get. When you open the box, it's going to look like this. You're going to have your manual right in the very front. It's a pretty decent manual, guys. You're just going to fold it out. It walks you through step by step everything that you need to actually get this unit set up. I would recommend taking a little time reading the app and getting to know the product when you first get started with it. It'll probably make it a whole lot easier for you. Now, you're going to have a box here in the very front, and you're also going to have the cord. And these cords, they're just the easy, simple little plug-in cords. Right here, you can see the tip. Just slides right in, plugs into the wall. Now, this cord should be, I believe, it's between 4 and 5 feet long. Let me see if I can get it open real quick. There we go. So you can kind of get a feel. You know, that's a pretty long cord. That gives you quite a bit of space. So if you can't get to a plug, you may need to have a little extension cord or a little power strip nearby if that isn't going to make it to where you need it to go. Now, the other thing you're going to have is the box in the top here. And this box has actually got the sending unit in it. And what that sending unit does is it's kind of a remote area where it picks up the temperature and the humidity and everything in the room. And the nice thing about that is you can move it around to different parts of the room. First thing I'm going to tell you, they have batteries. That's a nice thing. A lot of things today don't give you the batteries. They expect you to do it. It has a little wrist strap that you can use with this unit. Let me pull it out so you can see it. Here it is, right here. So they have the wrist strap, so you can hang this in different places, carry it around, you know, on your wrist, I guess, if you want to walk around with it. But generally, I would assume they're going to use this and just clip it at different places, hang it at different places, I should say. It has its own little instruction manual. And what you have left here, guys, is just a little mounting clip. So if you want it permanent, it has a spot here on the back. It has a place actually for a little nail if you want to put a nail or a screw and hang it, or you can use this and put it on, and it has like a sticky tape so that it can be kind of a temporary place. And you're just going to pop this open in the very back. There's where you're going to put your batteries right there. Super simple. All right, so there is that. So now let's get to the main unit. So you pull this foam off the top. All that's going to do is protect it. We're going to set that aside. And now we are going to see if we can get the unit out. This is the unit itself. I'm just going to slide it forward. There we go. And there it is right there. All right, and these two pieces actually come apart, guys. This is the top unit. This is the bottom where your tank is going to be. And when I say top, this is where all of your controls are at. This is where all the electronics are located. This is where your fan is going to be located. So the heart of the unit is here that actually controls it. And you can see the slots in the top where it's going to, you know, looks like blowing the air out this way and sucking the air in through these sides. Now you're going to pull this filter up, and you have another little pre-filter here and a little cleaning tool. It looks like a little plastic prong cleaning tool. We're going to set that aside there. Now they're going to give you a warning on the very front of this, and they're going to tell you that the first thing you need to do is go clean this out. Make sure that it is clean before you use it. So how you get this filter off though, guys, is you're going to twist it, pull that top off, set it aside, and this filter just slides right off. Now, I have not read the instructions fully yet, guys, but I would assume that all you're going to do is clean this with good soap and water. Anytime I'm cleaning filters for window air conditioning units or anything that has a small filter, generally that's the way I clean them. Good soap and water, and this is thick and it's spongy. So to put it back though, we are simply going to slide it back on. And this thing, by the way, has an edge here that is going to be stitched, which should slide inside of the little groove. I can see how it is right there, perfect. And now this is just going to slide back on and turn. Clicks. And we are good to go. So what we're going to do next, we're going to fill a little water, we're going to plug it in and see how it lights up and how it works. All right, guys, so remember, before you do it the first time, you're generally going to clean this filter out. But we're going to take and just put some water in it. The actual ring goes to the top. Labels here, those two little red labels need to actually line up because you have some pieces that go together there. Once you get that lined up, it goes back on easily. Now, I will tell you that this top comes loose a little easily. So if you have pets or small kids around, you're going to want to have this up and away from those areas, because it doesn't really clip together. It just kind of sets on top. So now what we are going to do is we're going to plug it in. And if you look, I'm going to go and turn it this way right here. And we plug it in right here, just like this. All right, guys, so I just brought over a power source so that I can plug this thing in. Let's see what it does when we fire it up. All right, so let's look at this. So you have a power button here. You have a light button here. Auto button, time button. This looks like a menu button. This is going to be a like sleep button, where basically it should turn the volume and everything down and quiet it while you're trying to sleep. And it looks like it has a UV light. So I'm not sure exactly what this one is yet. Let's go ahead and turn it on and see what happens. There is our on. So it is automatically telling me what my percentage is right now. It looks like, if I'm reading this upside down, so I'm assuming that is 68%, because it would face the side that my on and off is on. And it has lights. It's already blowing. That is just a nice white light. Let's see if we can change those. There's a green. Actually, there's a darker green, a little bit of a turquoise, a blue, purple, red, and white, and then totally off. So that's really nice, so that you can set lights. We'll leave it on green for a second. Let's go ahead and see what the UV does. UV is just either going to be on or off. We are going to have a timer, so we can actually set different times. All right, so you have timers. There's back to the humidity. Let's see, that's going to be a sleep timer. So basically, actually not a sleep timer, that is going to be the sleep button. So it's going to turn the lights off, and it is going to actually quiet the motor just a little. And by the way, this thing is like a 0.26 or 27 decimal. It's like quieter than a whisper. It's extremely quiet. I'll be quiet for a second so you can hear. Very, very quiet. Matter of fact, let me do this. I'm going to pull the mic up close so that you can hear. And that is with a mic with about 6% gain already set. You can hardly hear anything. So we have our sleep timer. Now when the sleep lights and all go off, it's supposed to stay off unless you touch it again. And if I touch it, it'll come back on and give me my controls, but it'll go back off and go back into sleep, just like it did there pretty shortly, unless you turn sleep off. If we go back over here to this one, there's our actual speeds. Okay, so now we're working. So your speeds are going to be on this side. It's actually, that's not speed at all. It's what this one is right here. And it is going to move it down to low. And here, let's do the mic again so that you can hear this as I crank it up. Here we go. That's going to be speed 2. There is speed 3. Okay, guys, so final recap. The whole thing is really great. It does come off easy here, but one thing I realize is once it's locked into place, just like this, it doesn't really turn. You're going to have water in it, which is going to be weighting this thing down. And generally, you're not going to be picking up this way. So it does not really come off. So where I thought that was an issue, it's really not. One thing I forgot to mention, it does have a little sight glass here so that you know exactly how much fluid you have in here. And remember, you can take the top off and fill it up, or you can pour water right through the top here and fill it back up as well until that sight glass is full. And when you're lining these up, line up the two red tabs. That will make it a whole lot easier to set it down. But the nice thing about it is it does not put all that mist out like the old units do. You don't see that mist. You could put this on a fine piece of furniture and it is not going to hurt the furniture. That is really awesome. And remember, above all, you do not need distilled water with this. You can use any water. Use tap water. Makes it extremely easy to operate and work with. If you're someplace like Utah, Arizona, Colorado, where you need to run a humidifier all the time, this is perfect because you can let this thing run nonstop. You can have it on timers. You can do all kinds of things. And be sure you download that app because that app gives you a lot of control with your phone and you can see what's going on. You can even see the temperature. So if I was going to rate this on a scale of 1 to 5, I would have to give it 5 stars because I think it's awesome. Do yourself a favor, pick one up today, and we will see you guys on the next one.